Hey guys, what is up? This is Matthew DXMU once again, and The Last of Us Season 2 is finally here after 2 years. I can finally talk about a video game adaptation that I actually really enjoy after having to deal with a movie that made people go so crazy when someone says one specific line and causing cops to come over. It's nice to know that I can relax at home without having to worry about any of that. I'll always prefer going to a movie theater, but it's nice to know that shows like this don't get that way with audiences. Unless, of course, something happens during the show that causes fans to outrage, which is exactly what the second game to the first game did. But yeah, I absolutely loved the first season to The Last of Us. I own it on 4K. Why do you own it on 4K? Just watch it on Max because it's much easier. Yeah, well, let me tell you something. Something might happen to Max one day. So that's why this will last longer, because I own it. And if I end up loving the second season, or at least enjoyed enough to want to get it, I will get it when they release the second season on 4K, once it's fully complete. But yeah, now I finally get to talk about the second season, which of course is adapting to the second game, of course, which sparked a lot of controversy when it came out, and to this day is still divisive. I still think it's a great game. In fact, I own the remaster. So yeah, say what you will about the game, but I feel like there's still so much to the game that definitely is worthy of praising, rather than just the graphics, the acting too, performances all around, and the fact that if I didn't care about certain characters getting killed off, I wouldn't have wanted to continue to play. I mean, I could have, some people would have probably turned the game off for that, but hey, it still had me caring, what happened, because by the end, oh boy. I will say I don't think it's as replayable as the first game, as I played the first game so many times. But you know what? Let's not talk about it. Let's talk about the beginning of Season 2. It's been 5 years since the events of the first season, and Ellie is much older. She is 19, played once again by Bella Ramsey, as she and Joel are in Jackson, Wyoming, in a shelter filled with a bunch of people and trying to hide away and trying to survive out there, because, of course, with the infected still out there, because Ellie wasn't sacrificed, she is still living and breathing, and of course, there's a gang after them now. Of course, we know that Abby is going to be in the second season, because, spoiler alert, she does make an appearance in the first episode. Don't worry, she doesn't do anything yet. Because this is going to be, an adaptation of the second game, I definitely expect a lot from this season, and they have stated that this is going to be far more bigger. Like, who knows what's going to happen? Like, it's probably going to have some changes from the second game. But, I'm not really going to compare all this to the second game, because, I don't really want to go into like, oh, I see like what they did there, because, it's just like in the game, because this is trying to be its own thing while also trying to, bring in what the franchise has given us. And because, Neil Druckmann has stated that Last of Us Part 3 is probably not going to happen, that they're going to focus far more on this TV series, I actually wouldn't mind if it just focused on being a TV series, because so far with this first episode, it has a really strong start. I really like the setup, as nothing major happens. I mean, some infected do get killed, which is, there for some entertainment. But I really like how, I'm not going to go full deep into spoilers, but when it comes to this, they set up everything how I would expect. It's not like opening the same way as the second game did, as it does open up far more differently. And with this, it does a great job of like setting you up exactly what there is to come, because during the first half, it focuses on Joel, played once again by Pedro Pascal. Then it focuses on Ellie, and her relationship with Dina, how, she's not really seeing anyone, but she has a strong connection with Dina. And there is a very beautiful sequence during the New Year's Eve dance, which I thought they did a great job replicating. And this episode is an hour long, well, technically an hour and 10, but that's including the behind-the-scenes footage, which I do tend to watch, as I am very curious to see what entirely they have to say about it. I feel like with the build-up that they're bringing in, or, the fact that they're bringing in, all the things that we would kind of expect from what would happen later on, but they did a great job setting this up. It's definitely slow. I expected a setup to what there was going to happen later on, and the fact that they did tell us exactly what's going to happen next time, man. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, I'm just not gonna get into all the the stuff that happened with the second game that caused a lot of outrage. Let's just see what happens because with the first season they definitely did have changes, specifically with Bill's arc and other instances as well. I will say I actually haven't played the second game since it first came out. That's just due to the fact that there were some moments that are kind of hard for me to want to go back to. Like it's one of those instances where I really like it but I don't really see myself wanting to go back to it because of it's like a Grave of the Fireflies thing. That's a great movie, but I don't see myself rewatching it that much. Though, just between you and me, I have watched it 3 times, which is kind of cruel. But hey, it gets me every time. But with this first episode, I think it has a really strong start, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens later on. Now, I'm not really going to rate this episode with this season. I know in the last season I rated each episode, but because the entire season is like, when it comes to all the episodes, it's like one major like movie squished into one, and you have to like watch each episode to fully understand the entire thing. Because you technically do have to watch the previous episodes. So yeah, that's why this time around I'm not going to rate each episode, though when it does get to the last episode, I am going to rate the entire season as a whole by the end. And what they're doing right here, it's off to a strong start, and chances are things might get bigger, things might get, I don't know, it's all going to depend what you expect, because we expect changes, and we expect differences, but hey, we do expect things that did happen from the second game. I'm not sure most people are going to care, because gamers... there are gamers out there who love it like myself and gamers who still despise the game. I'm not one of those people, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to be one of those people. Though with this season, it may make me actually want to risk going back to it. I mean, now that I do have the remaster, but I'm not here to talk about the game. I'm here to talk about the season, and I really like what they did here. So I can definitely say I like the episode. So that's basically what I'm going to say. I'm going to tell you if I liked it, if I thought it was okay, if I thought it was bad when it comes to these episodes, but I really like what they did here, so I cannot wait to see what happens next week and the week after. But yeah, I actually wasn't sure if I wanted to review this season by episodes, but I feel like it would just be easier that way. But yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm actually surprised I was able to squeeze this in because I'm going to be very busy this month. And with all these movies that have come out recently, it's going to be quite hard, but I'll try to see what I can do to squeeze them in. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Word out. Also, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and maybe subscribe for more. You can also follow me on Twitter or Instagram or maybe Blue Sky. Give me a follow if you can.